Hello, my name is Trinity O'Neill, and today I'll be going into the important topics of my employee memo in regards to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, specifically pertaining to urban outfitters. So a little bit about Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It bans discrimination based on an individual's race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. It covers workplace actions such as hiring, firing, and other actions involving employment. Some specific actions are hiring based on any other characteristics besides workability, firing based on any other characteristics besides workability, and specific training provided to specific employees based on any other characteristics besides workability. Violations for this act can range in fines from $50,000 to $3,000, so extremely hefty. A little bit about the history of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So Title VII is a portion of this act, and the law was created due to minorities facing discrimination. So in the 1960s, brought about a lot of social change. There were protests for African Americans' equal rights, and U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed for the Civil Rights Act. And Title VII, like mentioned before, is a section that specifically addresses employment. So for the employee memo, I was in the role of a manager or a senior individual at Urban Outfitters, writing an employee memo to my employees regarding how important it is to follow this act. And as in the next slide, I'll get into the specific ways that we do follow this act, but I explained an example of a time that we did not, which resulted in a lawsuit. So the plaintiff was Paul Miyagi, and the defendant was Urban Outfitters, and the plaintiff sued Urban for age and national origin discrimination. So the plaintiff was being called Old Man and Mr. Miyagi by other employees, and he complained to senior individuals, and then in a result of that, he got reduced hours, and as he continued to complain, as the discrimination continued on, he was terminated. So this was in direct violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, since unfortunately the senior individuals did not address the situation in an appropriate manner and the discrimination continued. So some initiatives at Urban Outfitters to follow Title VII is that all employees must participate in D&I Fundamentals course in the Open to All initiative, and these are educational programs which help to mitigate biases and just increase education within the workplace when interacting with customers and each other. The Urban Diversity and Inclusion Committee is a committee with representatives that bring instances of discrimination to light and address them. Engage at Urban are surveys that are sent out to the employees to help address certain concerns if they're not comfortable going to senior individuals or addressing with other employees. And lastly, there are also employee-led resource groups where employees come together to share ideas or address concerns that they may have within the workplace. And a quote from Urban, which kind of represents their brand identity and also their beliefs as well, is Urban is on a journey to foster a work environment that provides inspiration, unity, and value for all employees. So that's very representative of what they believe in, and the initiatives here, numerous initiatives to help them achieve the quote that they were saying above in their brand identity. So in conclusion, every employee should be protected, and follow the Title VII section of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and Urban has many initiatives in place to combat any violations of Title VII, and they are constantly learning. I mean, their past is not perfect, as described before. They have had instances of discrimination, but they're constantly working on just getting better and better, increasing education, and Title VII is important in every aspect of the workplace at Urban Outfitters. Okay, so there's my works cited. Thank you so much for listening.